I realized that for myself, patience is really not my strong point in one way. And in another way, that's not true. I feel like, for me, I'm like a horse pulling, always pulling, really pulling hard, straining to pull hard. It seems like I'm always in that posture. Yet if someone were to ask me, are things on a large scale, generally, is the suffering of sentient beings going to change rapidly? Is it really going to go away? I would have to say no. I'm aware that it's not going to do that. So in that sense, I'm patient. And I know for myself, having taken the Bodhisattva vow, I will return again and again and again. I see no end in sight. I see no finish to that. If I were to hold to a finish to that, if I were to see in my mind a grand finale, like the day when everybody ascends into the spheres and the Hallelujah Chorus plays, although I know that's a different religion, but maybe we could borrow it from them or something. It's just so darn fitting. When the Hallelujah Chorus plays and then everything's finished and a voice comes from the heaven and says, "It is finished." If I looked toward a day like that and really waited for it, really like sat in the parking lot with my suitcase, waiting for this great appearance, I think I'd have a little trouble. I think I'd get really tired. I think that the sense of fatigue would be overwhelming. So I don't think like that at all. I think that my job is not to see an ending in the sense that that isn't the goal. The goal is not to see an accomplishment so that I can stick a feather in my hair or in my cap and say, this is the ending has been accomplished. I set my goal a little bit differently, and so the goal is more fitting for the posture that I have to take, and the posture that I have to take is to work as hard as I can. The goal that I have set is to be of benefit to sentient beings. That means to just continue to provide a means by which the suffering of sentient beings will actually come to an end. So my job is not to see the end, but to provide a means to the end. That means to the end idea is extremely important. So that's my job. In a sense, my job is not to see something fantastic, but my job is to love. You see what I'm saying? You see the kind of different posture there? So it gives one patience, when just, I'm fulfilling, in a sense, I'm accomplishing my goal now. If I'm able to bring students to the Dharma, if I'm able to show them stupas, I'm able to help provide a mandala by which compassionate activity is practiced and that students can participate in a sense, I am accomplishing my goal now. So there's a satisfaction that comes from that, and a patience and a realism that comes from that. I am accomplishing my goal, and I'm doing the best that I can. And there's a stability of mind inherent in that kind of posture that is not inherent in the posture that one has if one is simply waiting for the great sound of the end, jubilation or something like that. One can remain in love. One can remain patient and stable in love, in the act of loving. And that, of course, is the idea of a bodhisattva. That's the milk, the nectar of a bodhisattva. That's what the bodhisattva actually offers.